For the Minutes, a Tuesday's Life Books inspiration. Series 1, Book 4 of 9. Written between May 9th, 2004 and January 18th, 2005. For the children in the dark rooms all over the world, developing, longing, and dreaming. Introduction. Very seldom do you meet someone in your life that you honest to God think is going to become what he or she says they are. All the fantasies as a kid with ambitions that broke through the ceiling for most are gone by the time you hit the end of high school. For me, it's easy to believe that brettalancoker will be, at some point in his life, held in high regard by all of pop culture. This comes as no surprise, after witnessing firsthand the dedication and the passion that he puts into all of his work. I had met Brett way before our friendship ever began to really take hold. I was eating with a bunch of strangers at the time, including Brett, that only a friend at the time knew. She said she wanted me to meet these people, as she felt that I would really like them. After the meal and all of the tableside banter, I was left with the feeling that she was right. But unfortunately, I would probably never see most of these people again. That's where I was wrong. Not more than a few months later, I found myself working with all these people and quickly becoming friends with a good majority of them. Brett was just at that time one of those people. During that period, we shared our thoughts on everything, movie or music related. For about a year that I worked with him, I had no idea that Brett had such a passion for poetry and writing in general. What further surprised me upon learning this was that it went back so far. Before I'd ever met Brett, he had written screenplays, full journals, and large amounts of poetry. All of this I see in my eyes as a great accomplishment. Somehow or another, as we were conversing back and forth, I must have brought up my earlier works of poetry. I imagine the subject came up as more of a jokingly, "Hey, look at these," type of comment. I was surprised to find from Brett that despite what material/subject matter my poetry contained, he took it just as seriously as if it were his own work. He read past the immature fart jokes and crudeness of it all and saw something in my writing that eventually led to a more mature and focused style of poetry. That is just the kind of personality that Brett is. Everything is an art form to him, even my silly scat poetry. Thankfully, I was able to meet Brett not long before he first published his book of poetry, Till the Streetlights Came On. It was a fascinating read at the time, as I can honestly say that I had never seen anything like it. Although now comparisons to Bukowski are there, but even then, neither of us knew who that great poet was or what style of poetry he specialized in. Brett's poetry is honest and brutal, but painfully emotional at the same time. It is guaranteed you will feel just about every single waking emotion that Brett did during the time of writing for each poem. I always believed before then that subtlety in poetry was the only way to do it. But after reading Till the Streetlights Came On, it was evident to me that I couldn't have been more wrong. Reading through poems that so straightforwardly shared feelings and thoughts was mind-blowing. During my time with Regal Cinemas, I had the opportunity to see Brett release 2 more books, Understanding Thursday and Ars Gratia Artis. Each one improved on the previous, and gradually saw a smoothing of the edges. By the time his 3rd book came, Ars Gratia Artis, it looked as if he had discovered the perfect blend of abstractness and his signature brutal honesty. In roughly 3 years, Brett had managed to take all from the first book, harness it, and fine-tune it to perfection. It is an honor that I've gotten a chance to know brettalancoker as a true friend and as a magnificent literary talent. Every day I wish to myself that I had at least an ounce of the dedication that Brett puts forth into all his works and writing. It is something that I don't find in myself and other people enough nowadays. With all that said, it is with great pleasure that I leave you with the following pages consisting of Brett's 4th book of poetry, which will undoubtedly be his best work yet. Enjoy it. Jonathan Harnish.